It is finally that time again, spooky season, so I thought it would be fun to read some spooky books to get in the spooky mood.
So I started My Roommate is a Vampire, and I am on chapter 8, which I believe is almost 100, no, it's 117 pages. And this I'm enjoying so much. It is such a quick, fast-paced read, but also very like funny, light-hearted. If you want a quick, fast-paced, light-hearted, a bit of a laugh kind of read and very fun, definitely pick this up. I have never enjoyed such a light-hearted book before, but I feel like also I love vampires as well, so I had a feeling that I would like this, and I did hear that it was like light-hearted, so I also felt like I would enjoy this. But this is just really fun and definitely a nice fall or Halloween read, and the fact that I'm reading it in October just makes it so much more better, because I know some people read it in September and I was going to, but I was like, no, I want to wait until October, and I'm so glad that I did wait until October, because I feel like it is just such a better mood. I don't know how to explain it. I highly recommend this book. I haven't even finished it yet, but I'm already having a great time. I'm finding it so hard to put down, but obviously I've had to put it down to do a few things like that I have to do, but I am just having such a good time with it. I am hoping to finish it today because I am just enjoying it that much, and it shouldn't take me long because it is quite short. Okay, sorry, I got cut off, I got a call. But all I was saying is I am really enjoying this, and I'm hoping to finish it tonight, well, today in general, you know. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's just so good, so fun, and I'm just loving the vibes right now. And this is definitely one that you can just light a candle, have like a full drink, or even a hot drink like a coffee or whatever, and just have a great time with it, you know. So I think that's what I'm gonna go and do. So I'm on page 170 of My Roommate is a Vampire, and it's just getting better and better the more I turn the pages. Let's just say that it's getting more interesting, and I'm loving the fact that our main female character, Cassie, is helping Frederick, that is so hard to say for me, like get to know the modern world and, you know, become modern, if that makes sense, because I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a reason for why he doesn't know anything about the modern world, and why he is, obviously, yeah, he's a vampire, so he's going to be old-fashioned, but there's a reason, and that's what I'm going to say about that. But this is just so good. Like I said in, I think it was the last clip, fast-paced, like really fast-paced, you fly through it, and it's just very fun, and it's definitely a comedy. You will definitely laugh, let's just say that. Now, one issue with this, but it's not really an issue if I'm being completely honest, is the chapters are really long, but you do get a lot of chapter breaks, if that makes sense. I just prefer if the chapters were shorter and we had less of the breaks, if that makes sense. I find you do read it quicker with shorter chapters. I don't know if that's just me, but it's not bothering. It's not really bothering me, if I'm being completely honest, because like I said, you do get a lot of chapter breaks, but I'm one of those people that like prefer to stop at a chapter, if that makes sense. Like at the moment I've stopped at a chapter break because I needed to do an update and it's just way too long. But that is going to be one issue about it if I had to give a negative thing about it, but I don't, so we can just get rid of that, you know. But I'm absolutely loving this. Such a great time. So yeah, I am now going to continue reading, obviously, because I'm having a great time.
This morning I did finish reading My Roommate is a Vampire, and I decided to rate it 4.75 stars. If I'm being completely honest, I was kind of tempted to rate it 5 stars, and I might even change it, I don't know. I'm still so indecisive, but I really did enjoy it. I don't know. I might just keep it at 4.75 stars, but I absolutely love this. Like I have been saying, it's just funny, fast-paced, a fun Halloween or fall or spooky season read. I highly recommend this. I enjoyed it so much, and I read it so quickly. Like, it's definitely a short book, but you get so much within it, and the ending was amazing. Well, the whole book was amazing, but the ending just made it even more interesting with like that little plot twist, if that makes sense. I don't know, but without saying too much, it was really interesting. but I'm just going to leave it there because I don't want to spoil anything by accident. I did start Assistant to the Villain, and I am about 100 pages in. I am listening to the audiobook, and I am liking it so far. It's not my favourite, but I think, I don't know, I've got to get more into it because it is like almost a 400 page book. So I am going to listen to more of that, and hopefully I will have more thoughts on it. So this morning I actually did finish The Assistant to the Villain, and I think I don't know what to think about it. I had to think about it throughout the day, and because it's quite confusing to me, as in the fact of like there were bits that I did really enjoy and that I was really invested in, and then there was parts where I was quite bored. I felt like it was dragging on. Then there were some bits that I found really hard to understand, or I felt like it had just switched to something completely different. I don't know if that was just me, but there was just a few bits where I was a bit confused. I was like, where's this coming from, or why is this happening, or like I couldn't really keep track of what was going on. Now that might be because I was listening to the audiobook, so that might be a me problem, I don't know. But I did decide to rate it 2 stars, which for me means like it was okay, because like I said, it was a very interesting story and definitely something different from what I normally read. But there were a few parts that was boring. Also, so else I would have liked is more romance. I felt like there wasn't enough, and I felt like it was hardly talked about. And so I would have loved more romance in it. I felt like it was focusing on everything else other than the romance, and so I would have liked more romance. I don't know how many times I have to say that. But I do feel like it is a good fall or like Halloween read. I'm glad I read it in October. I feel like it is a good read for October. I just personally, I don't know, it probably also didn't help that I didn't read it while I was in the mood, and I'm doing that with a lot of books recently, which I need to stop doing. But yeah, so that is that book for now. Now I'm thinking of starting Hexappeal. I have heard a few things about this. I have had more good than bad, so I do have high hopes for it. I'm hoping to finish it tonight, because it does seem like a quick read, and I did flick through the book, and the writing, like the font, is quite big, and that means I can normally read it a lot faster. So yeah, I am going to go and start that now, and then I will give you all an update when I have one.
So I have just started Hexappeal by Kate Johnson, and I have only got 37 pages in, which is up to chapter 3. And so far, I mean, I can't really give like a proper update or like proper review on my feelings or anything, but there's no enjoyment there, if I'm being completely honest, and I just think it's because I'm not in the mood to read it. So is it a good time to read it? Probably not, but I am going to try and read some more, see if like it gets any better or anything, and I am going to listen to the audiobook while I do some editing, and hopefully then I can get into it a bit more, and we'll see, because I really do want to like this. So I am going to go and read some more now. So I'm 251 pages into Hexappeal, which is chapter 15, and I am not enjoying it as much as I honestly thought I would. It is definitely a fun fall read, and I mean grateful for, and like Halloween time. So if you want to read it, I would recommend reading in October. Like that's the best time to read it. But I just don't feel like this is like my kind of story. I do feel like I would probably have enjoyed it more if I was generally in the mood to read it, but I'm not, and so I feel like that is just throwing me off a bit. I mean, will I maybe give it a go again next year? Maybe, if I'm in the mood, but I don't know. The storyline is interesting. I just don't think I'm a fan of the writing much, and there are a few bits where I'm a little bit bored, where I feel like it's being dragged on a little bit too much, but I don't know, it might just be a me thing. But I don't have much left, so I think I am just going to quickly finish it off because it won't take me long at all. I have read this quite quickly, it hasn't took me long at all. So I am going to finish it off, and then I'll give like a wrap up of all the books. Hex Appeal, and I didn't like it. I don't know if to rate it 1.5, 1.75. I don't know, but I know it's around that. So I did realise that I didn't really talk about what this book and the other book was about. I think I did talk about what My Roommate is a Vampire is about, but I am going to quickly read the synopsis of this and then the other one. Essie lives in a huge and ever-changing house in the village of Goodwinter in deepest, darkest Essex. She lives with various witches of various ages, including one who's still a bit salty after having been hanged in the 18th century, one who keeps accidentally casting fertility spells, and who knits things that create the future. Into this cauldron of chaos stumbles gorgeous, clueless Josh, their new landlord, and he's just discovered his tenant haven't paid rent since 1700s. As Josh is drawn further into the lives of the inhabitants of Beldam House, Essie is determined to keep him at broomstick's length. That is, until a family secret lying hidden for centuries puts Josh firmly under her spell. So I did enjoy the plot to this book. I just don't feel like the characters, I didn't connect with the characters. The writing wasn't for me. I don't know. I also just wasn't in the mood to read it, which is a big reason I think is why I didn't enjoy this. But I am going to quickly read the synopsis to Assistant to the Villain, and then I'll wrap this up. Assistant wanted, a notorious high-ranking villain seeking loyal, level-headed assistance for unspecified office duties, supporting staff for random mayhem, terror, and other dark things in general. Discretion a must. Excellent benefits. With alien family to support, Evie Sage's employment status isn't just important, it's vital. So when a mishap with Renaudon's most infamous villain results in a job offer, naturally she says yes. No job is perfect, of course, but even less so when you develop a teeny crush on your terrifying, temperamental, and undeniably hot boss. Don't find evil so attractive, Evie. Just when she's getting used to severed heads suspended from the ceiling and the odd squish of an errand eyeball beneath her heel, Evie suspects this dungeon has a huge rat, and not just the literal kind, because something rotten is growing in the kingdom of Rendorn, and someone wants to take the villain and his entire nefarious empire out. Now Evie must not only resist ruling over her hot boss, but also figure out exactly who is sabotaging his work and ensure he makes them pay. After all, a good job is hard to find. This book I did decide to rate 2 stars, like I said before. Though I did like it. I liked the plot, like kind of like Hex Appeal, and the characters I enjoyed. I just feel like there should have been more romance in it. I would have loved more romance, and there was parts where it dragged on. I was a bit bored. And then My Roommate is a Vampire, absolutely loved. I still don't know if I want to change it to 5 stars, but I did rate it 4.75 stars for now, and I might keep it at that, I'm not sure. But I did really enjoy that, and that is my favourite book of the video in general. And I think it's because I love vampires, and the writing was great. It was quick, fast paced, and very funny. So that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!